And yes, I know Krista's reading it as well. So welcome everyone to the Successfit team call. It is June 15th. It's my mom's 60th birthday today. Very exciting. Go mom. I, as always, as I said, I'm really excited for this call. We get sort of our two newest diamonds hosting this call for us tonight, going to share their tips, a little bit about their story, and also I'm sure they'll be happy to answer any questions if you guys have any for them. But as you know, or maybe you're still learning if you're a newer coach watching this, you know, reaching diamond and, you know, emerald, ruby, diamond, star diamonds, these are ranks and rank advancements that we have. And I think the most important, even though rank advancing is really a key part of what we do, it's great recognition. And more than anything, it kind of shows that you are being a business builder, that you're taking this very seriously. So reaching diamond itself is a great milestone for people. And it's not always easy, but it's totally possible. People get there really quickly, or like it took me 6 months. I've seen people get there in a week. So it really can kind of depend on how you want to attack your business and grow your business. But I am really excited to have our two newest diamonds come on the call, because I feel like, as always, everybody is different, right? But it's nice to hear how someone more recently decided to take on this business and kind of dive on in. I've had a chance to work with both of them. You know, Carla is personally sponsored with Larissa, and Rachel is personally sponsored with me. So I'm sure you hear and see from both of them, but they are amazing women. And if you follow them at all, you see like the genuine perspective that they share in their posts. And I think how much they care about what they're doing. So without further ado, I am going to pass it over. I don't know if anyone has a preference of starting tonight. I didn't ask either of you who wants to go first. Do you guys, does anyone, we'll go in alphabetical order and we'll make Carla go. How diplomatic of me. Okay, so I'm going to pass it over. Carla, I'll need you, or I could probably unmute you unless you can. Oh, you got it. Okay, but welcome, Carla, and thank you for hosting our team call tonight.
Yay.
Yay.
Awesome. So yeah, I'll share just really briefly a little bit about my story, and then I'll share with you on some tips on how I've gotten to where I am. So my story for me, if I start to really dig deep into my why, it goes all the way back to high school and growing up. I grew up, especially when I first started high school, I was about 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And then a new YMCA opened up in our neighborhood, and I started going to the gym. So even though I was like quite heavy, I always really loved sports, and I watched a lot of different sports, and I tried out for every team, and I would make every team because of my attitude, and I was like the bench warmer, but I would like just make every team because I was always really good at motivating other people, and I was a really good team player, but I was never really like great at any of the sports. And I kind of found fitness, and I lost like 40 pounds in like 3 months. It wasn't very good, but it was just like all of a sudden I became addicted to working out. It felt so great. So like doing those other sports, like obviously being a bench warmer didn't give me that much, but to the point where people thought I had a bit of a eating disorder because I lost the weight quite fast, and I did look a little bit gaunt and sick. And anyway, so since then, my weight hadn't actually changed, like until I got pregnant. So the actual number on the scale didn't change very much, but my body changed a lot. And then when I got pregnant, I obviously gained a lot of weight, and I always thought, like, I'm not going to be that pregnant woman that just eats everything as an excuse because she's pregnant. But towards the end of my pregnancy, I was totally that pregnant woman that just wanted to eat anything I could because I was pregnant. So it was like, why not? I don't think I'm going to have another pregnancy. I'm going to do this now while I can. Anyways, once the babies were born, I have twin girls. They're 3 years old right now. It was really busy. It was like unrealistically busy, and they are not very good sleepers. They still are not very good sleepers. They never were. I tried a lot of different things. I paid for a sleep coach, like everything. Anyway, so it was a lot of sleep deprivation, and I finally settled. I was about like 15 pounds heavier than I am right now, and I just thought, okay, well, this is my post-pregnancy weight. I know a lot of women that after they have kids, they don't ever really go back. So I thought that was it. But before the kids, I was like an avid marathon runner. And, you know, I had started running again, but I was just like so slow and I just wasn't. So anyways, I started watching Larissa online, and what really got me actually was Shakeology, and it was the superfoods, because my husband and I were spending a lot of money at the health food store on all of these amazing superfoods. And when I found out the ingredients that were in Shakeology, I was like, wow. But then when I found out the price, I was like, yeah, no thanks. So it took me a few months before I actually bought it. And then when size came on sale, it was just after Summit. So I think the Summit pictures really grabbed me too, because I love events like that. And so even though Larissa wasn't there, she was still like, I wish I was there, and this is what's happening at Summit. And I was like, oh, that would be so cool to go to. But yeah, for some reason, the size went on sale, and it was like the end of exercise. And I'm like, yeah, because I was a gym junkie, and it just wasn't really working for me. And so I ended up buying the size challenge pack to try the shakes. And I was like, okay, I'll just do half a scoop a day so I can stretch it out. And then before my month was up, I was like, I may as well sign up as a coach. People were like, have been coming to me for fitness advice anyways. And I was just reconsidering. I was about to retake my personal training certificate because I do have an undergrad in phys ed and health. But I also really love my job as an educational travel consultant. So I didn't really want to give that up. So anyways, I ended up just diving in. And then I thought, okay, I'm just going to run my own challenge group. And everything just kind of started happening. I was really just a hobby coach for a while. And then when Bria first posted about the diamond retreat, like again, like these little like trips and retreats, like they really grab me. Like I love stuff like that. I love being at events where people empower each other. Even while I was in university, I organized a lot of events like that. So I was like, I totally want to be there. But then I was like, yeah, I'm going to be diamond. And then I was like, oh, I really don't have the time to, like, it's our super crazy busy season at work. And I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. But then once I actually did attend the diamond retreat, I was like, okay, I need to be part of this team. I felt very comfortable. I felt like this was something I could do. And that was really what shifted my mindset. Yeah, so that's kind of my background story. How do I share my screen?
Okay, at the bottom of your screen, where there's like mute and video, there should be like a little green box with an arrow that says share screen.
Oh, okay.
And when you click on that, you'll have to actually choose the specific screen that you want to share.
Okay. So can you guys see that?
Not yet, no.
Can you see that? No? You still just see me?
Yeah, just you.
Once the desktop thing is green, then hit like that on the right-hand side, like enter or something. Share screen, maybe it says.
Desktop one.
Yeah, and then like share.
There you go.
There you go.
So now.
You're good.
Now you can see it. Okay, so these are just like my top 10 tips. I really just wanted to learn how to do this because I am always kind of like thinking forward and thinking about the bigger picture and where I want to take my business. And, you know, eventually I want to be running a call like these other coaches that I'm watching that have like 2,000 people on their call. So I need to be able to learn how to share a screen. So thank you. So my number one tip is hustle, only because it's, I think that anybody that's starting off in this business and anybody that's been in this business knows that, especially at the beginning, like, it's not easy, and it's not, you know, a few minutes a day that are going to get you where you need to be. You need to hustle. You need to work hard. You need to put a lot of work into it if you want to advance. Be consistent with posts. I kind of put the things that are like these two things are quite easy for me. I'm naturally a hard worker in everything that I do. So I knew that wouldn't be a problem. Being consistent with posts. Sometimes I see people say like they run out of ideas of things to post. I feel like I have like a lot of ideas like all the time. So I'm fortunate with that. And I really do try to post 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a day. One of the things I find that really gets a lot of attention is videos. So I try to do a video at least once a day, at least 5 times a week. My live video isn't working right now, unfortunately, or I would do more of those. But even in my challenge groups and in my other little groups that I'm running, I always try to do videos because I find that those really catch people's eyes and it lets them see you be a little bit more raw and real. The other major thing is to like reach out to everyone you know and to do it without fear. Like, what's the worst that can happen? They're going to say no. And when I started sending out a lot of those cold invites, like after like posting, like, I don't know what month I'm in now. I started last August or September, but I feel like anybody that's seen my Facebook like knows what I do, you know? And so I feel that if I send them an invitation just saying like, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested or if this is something that you'd be, you know, into, but can I send you more information? And like, I hope you don't mind me messaging you about this. And everyone's always like, of course I don't mind. And sure, send it to me. Or like, of course I don't mind, but it's not really for me. Like, the worst you're going to do is say no. And then you're going to start to like cross people off your list. And then of course you have to keep adding to your business as well. These are just vital behaviors, obviously. Something that I know a lot of people maybe can't do, my next point, but for me, I think that there's a lot of value in spending a bit of money to build your business. So, you know, and my husband will say to me, like, so whatever money that I make with Beachbody, I kind of keep it in a separate account. And I'm like, right now I'm willing to put that all back. I have a full-time job that I don't need to make more money in that sense, although it's allowed me to do a bit more traveling and stuff without having to worry. But I can invest, you know, some of the money that I'm making it back into my business, whether it's through Facebook ads or when I was designing my logo or designing my website, little things like that. Also, I let anyone into my challenge groups. So I've been struggling with this back and forth, but my like final solution is to just let anybody in. Because to be honest, some of the challengers that I have, like month after month, that haven't bought anything from me, they constantly refer me to other people, and they are posting and they're sharing their journey, and they're like, Carla's an amazing coach. And so even if I didn't make, you know, $40 off their challenge pack, the value that they're giving me and the posts that they're giving to me is just so much greater. And so I really like to do prizes. So for one of my challenge groups, I decided like, okay, there was like so many people, because I know a lot of people that already have the program. So that's also like a challenge for me to make them buy another program when they haven't even used the one that they have. And then I also find that they start seeing all the other people drinking Shakeology. So then they're like, oh, maybe I should try that, or maybe I should order more. But like the one group I did, I charged like $20 for people that didn't buy anything, just so that I could send them a prize at the end if they completed it all. But then I was like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to do this. So I just stopped, and my rule is if they join my group and they have never purchased anything from me, they know up front, like I just private message them saying like, the prizes are not valid to you because I'm going to give my prizes to people that buy things, and they totally understand that. I might give them like little giveaways or little draws or something, like a pack of Shakeology, but I won't do that. Like I do a lot of t-shirts with slogans on them. So I'm not going to keep buying that for people that aren't investing anything into the business. So, but yeah, letting anybody into my challenges, because you just never know where that's going to lead you. The next one is asking for referrals. At the end of all of my challenge groups, I always ask people to invite a friend to the next one. And that seems to work quite well. Sometimes I just all of a sudden, I think it was last month, I saw like a few extra points, and I was like, there's like these people buying them from my site. So, and then I ended up finding out that it was my challengers just sent them my link. So, which was pretty nice. Another thing that I think really helped me, and it helps me with my posts, is creating your brand and really finding out who you are and not being afraid to be you. Like at first I was just dabbling in so many things, and I was trying to design something that, you know, would appeal to like the mass. And then I just decided, no, I'm going to appeal to like my ideal customer. I'm going to appeal to somebody that I would be appealed to, and like to attract my vibe a bit more. So you guys can see my logo there at the bottom. It took me a little bit while to come up with the name and then figure out my colors, but like anybody that knows me, even just on a friendship level, like they know those are my colors. Like my kids are like, one is purple, one is pink, like that. Like they'll tell you that, like, hi, I'm Chloe, I'm pink. I'm Maya, I'm purple. Like that's just kind of how I roll. And so anyways, I just kind of decided to own it and to figure out my brand. And then just recently I really started to find my niche a little bit more on Instagram as well with my quote posts, and I just find it looks more unified, and I just I feel like if it makes me feel happy, it's like from Christine's call last week, like these little things that just bring a smile to your face. Like if you can look at your own posts and you're like, yeah, that's good. Like that's what you want, because you want to attract other people that are like you, that are going to get that vibe when they look at those things as well. The other thing is like maximizing your time. So I have a very hard time like physically reading anything because of the time that it takes. So I do a lot of listening. I've got books on audio. I've got podcasts. I've now learned to cache YouTube videos. So like when I'm driving, I'm either listening to like I tried to listen to the radio the other day and it was like, this is weird. Like I didn't even know the song that was on. I'm like, okay, I'll just put another podcast on. I'm so used to it now. And I just feel like it's filling my brain. And similar thing to Christine. Like at first I thought like I need to be like sitting and taking notes when I'm listening to these things, but then I realized no, I'll just listen to them. If it's a really good one, I'll save it and I'll know to go back and like write anything down. And worst case, it's getting into my brain and I'll just keep listening to it and keep taking information from it. And then I finally did this. I killed my news feed. I just did this last week, and I know other coaches have talked about that, but kill your Facebook news feed. And it's saved me quite a bit of time. Thank God, because this last week has been crazy for me, and I've needed all of those extra minutes. And then the last simple thing that I know most people are doing anyways is to offer free groups. I find like I get so much traction from those, and I start to build my email list. I use Google Streak for everything, and I've really started, taking Chalene Johnson's tip of just growing your email list and then doing mail merges and emailing people like at least twice a month, just being like, hey, now I've got a free eating group, or like, here's a tip on this, or like just giving them information, and every once in a while they bite. So that's it.
Awesome. Carla, that's amazing. You have a few questions in here, and I have a couple comments before we move over to Rachel, but let's see. Sabrina asks, Carla, what do you do if someone who is a discount coach wants to be in your group?
All the time. My discount coaches are in all of my groups.
But Sabrina, do you mean other people's discount coaches?
Yes, I just had a request today, and I totally agree. I let anyone into my groups.
How do I stop sharing my screen? Because you guys are still seeing my screen, right?
Yes, we are. So I agree. I let everyone into my groups, but I had a request from someone who said, I'm already on Beachbody. I already love Shakeology. I already have the programs. Oh, and I'm a discount coach. Oh, and I already have a coach, but she doesn't do anything. Like, how do you handle that? Because I want to open it up to everyone.
Carla,
I had a situation. The person wasn't a discount coach, but I had a situation where they were already working with a coach. It was a really good friend of theirs. I let them into my free group. I was like, hey, like, sure, you can be in my free group, and if your coach doesn't work out for you for whatever reason, or they end up putting like you're welcome to come into my group. I was like, whatever. I said, just don't advertise her stuff on my page, obviously. I did have a situation where there was a discount coach that wanted to come over to me, but she actually wanted to come in under me, and then I ended up learning that they can't. So I kind of learned that the hard way. So I'm not really sure. On the stop share. Squirrel, sorry. Okay.
Got it.
So I'm not really sure how to handle that situation, to be honest, because
I can speak to that one really quickly because, coaches can't switch coaches. They have to wait 6 months, and then they may switch and pick up a new coach. They can quit and then come to you right away as a customer, but they cannot sign up as a coach under you, because I think they put that rule in there to keep from coach poaching, as they say. But I'm like Carla. I know every coach is different. I let people in my groups without necessarily purchasing anything if I think they're legitimate. But I usually, if someone is a coach under someone else, not in my downline, I tell them they need to ask their coach first for permission, because I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Good point. Okay.
And so that's what I like to, because I would hate for anyone to ever think that that's what I was trying to do. And it gives their coach an opportunity to step up and work with them.
Perfect.
So, okay, a couple more questions here, Carla. Where did my chat go here? Sorry. Okay. Where do you get your t-shirts?
Old Navy.
Awesome.
I recently did make my own as well, with my logo on them, but Yeah, Old Navy's got a ton, and they're like $16. And then if you buy them online, like sometimes when they have their sales and stuff, like I get them for like $10, $9. So
Awesome.
it's pretty good.
Do you have a couple favorite podcasts you can share quickly for us?
The Team Misfit Republic, I listen to all of theirs. Shalene Johnson's, both of hers, the Build Your Tribe, and the other one,
The Shalene Show.
The Shalene Show, yep. Sean T's is actually pretty good as well. Define Yourself by Sean T. I find him pretty inspiring. And then I also listen to some running ones just because I'm a runner. There's also there's one called Run to the Top, which is also like, it has like running stuff, but it's also motivational stuff. Inside Shakeology team. And then for any Bachelor fans out there, since I don't really have time to watch The Bachelor, I listen to some of their podcasts.
No way. That's
one called
really
Here
awesome.
to Make Friends, and it's like a Bachelor recap, and the girls are really funny. So if I ever need like a not working moment and I'm just listening, then I'll listen to that.
That's an awesome tip. And can you explain to Giovanna quickly about what it means to kill your news feed?
So there's like an app, like if you Google it, kill your news feed, there's like an app it's through Google, and it'll just, you won't be able to see your Facebook news feed.
Awesome.
Stop wasting time scrolling on Facebook.
Do you mind posting that, the picture, the graphic that you made in Successfit, so that we have that, your 10 tips?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I have a few comments and I'll hold them till the end, but nice one. Okay, Rachel, I'm going to pass it over to you. Thank you so much, Carla. I'm not surprised at all for your success so far. I love what you said about hustle. You've got hustle for sure. Yeah. Okay. Rachel, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Yay. Welcome. Welcome.
Thanks. Those were awesome tips, Carla. Okay, so a little bit about me. I play, I guess the biggest thing about me is that I play roller derby. I have 2 kids and I live in Canada. I'm actually from New Jersey, and I moved to Canada a little over 2 years ago. In terms of my fitness background, I was always a little bit chubby and a little bit overweight growing up, and I played sports in high school, but never really did anything serious. And I never worked out on my own ever before I started Beachbody coaching. I had a gym membership. I probably went to the gym twice in 2 years. And I always had body image issues. After I had my daughter, she was 9.5 pounds, and I had a really hard time losing the weight after I had her. And so I kind of stayed on the heavier side as a new parent. And it was really tough for me to kind of adjust to kind of having this body that I wasn't really used to. When I had my son, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. And I was really, really surprised about that because I didn't think that I was that overweight. And the doctor had told me that because my daughter was so large that it put me at a risk for having gestational diabetes. But to be completely honest with you, I didn't believe that I had gestational diabetes. I thought maybe I drank too much coffee with sugar in it the morning before the test, or I had, a snack the night before. And it wasn't until they told me that I was going to have to stick my finger 6 times a day. And then I went home and I ate a bagel and I stuck my finger and my blood sugar was twice the normal level. Did I understand that I actually had gestational diabetes? And the doctor told me that I didn't need to go on medication if I could manage it with diet. So in my 7th, 8th, and 9th months of pregnancy, I was on a strict diet. And this was a big deal for me because I never paid attention to my nutrition ever in my life, as well as not working out. So now I'm learning, in the late stages of pregnancy, that carbs actually turn into sugar. And it was something that I had no clue about. And so I was really struggling trying to get my diet under control. About 2.5 years ago, when I met my partner and we moved up to Canada, I had the opportunity to stay at home with my kids, and I was really looking for something to do with my life outside of being a mom. And when I moved, the company that I worked for in New Jersey offered me the opportunity to stay on part-time and work remotely as a consultant from Canada. So I thought that was great because I would be able to bring in some extra income. But suddenly I was trying to learn how to be, not just be a stay-at-home mom, but also be a work-at-home mom, which is just crazy. It's just bananas. So I've got 2 kids and I've got a part-time job. And at first I was just kind of losing my mind trying to figure out how to get everything organized. And I was really struggling with maintaining my own self in this new life, in a new country with kids and a new lifestyle. And I really wanted to do something for me. So I joined the local roller derby league, and roller derby is something that I had done before my daughter was born about 8 years ago. I did it for about a year and I loved it. But then once I had my daughter, I didn't go back. And so it had been a long time since I played. And so I decided that I would join when I went up here because it would be something good for me to do for my fitness, for me to be able to meet other people. And once I joined and started playing up here, I started to realize that I really needed to take my fitness and my nutrition in my own hands and do something to change my life. So everything kind of was like the perfect storm of, I needed something for fitness, I needed something for nutrition, I needed some kind of something that was passionate for me to be able to do from home, and I needed a system to try to help me kind of organize all this stuff. So I started seeing Bria's posts and I was just like, I want to do that. Like, that looks awesome. I totally want to do that. I don't want to be working, remotely for a boss in another country. I want to be my own boss. And so I had been thinking about the 21-day fix. I'd seen the infomercials and I'd been thinking about it for about 6 months. And I was walking the dog and I ran into a neighbor and I was having a conversation with her and she asked me if I was pregnant, and I was not pregnant. So it was finally like, okay, this is it. I'm doing it. This is it. I've had enough. So I messaged Bria and I from the go signed up as a coach, got the 21-day fix. I did one challenge group with her, and I started running my own challenge groups. And since then, I feel like it has grown into something that is just something that I really love, because I'm able to connect with people that are stay-at-home moms. I'm able to connect with people that play roller derby. I'm able to connect with people that are still in New Jersey and meet new people here. So it's been a really great experience for me. One of the biggest things that I found that's been helpful for me in getting to where I am is really tapping into my niche market. And roller derby mom is kind of a thing. And just roller derby player is a thing. And one of my newest Emerald coaches, Julie Mallinson, is on call tonight. Hi, Julie. And she also plays roller derby. And I had reached out to Julie about getting involved and doing challenge group with me. And Julie was busy running marathons. So I kind of left her alone for a little while, but I went back and bugged her again, and Julie jumped in on it with me. And so we're running challenge groups specifically for roller derby players and skaters. I think one of the biggest things with the sport that we play is that it's a full contact sport and it's really aggressive. So there's a really high risk for injury. And a lot of people, we don't get paid to play it. So a lot of people don't do cross training. They don't exercise outside of the sport, and they end up with broken legs and broken ankles. And it's really hard to see your teammates sidelined because they're not working out on their own and they're just not strong enough to be able to take the hits and to be able to take the falls that they're taking on the track. So one of my goals really was to help the roller derby community become stronger and help people that I skate with and that I skate against avoid injuries. So we've really been sort of tapping into roller derby skaters by running skater-specific challenge groups. And I've also been running niche-specific ads. So my ads, I mean, I'm not entirely roller derby. So I have a life and I have kids and I do a bunch of other things, but a lot of the ads that I run will be specific to skaters. And I actually, when I set up to boost my posts or to run ads, I have an audience already set up. So I can just click on the specific audience that I want to receive my post. So I have an audience for roller derby moms, an audience for roller derby skaters, and an audience just for regular people. So right now I'm running a challenge group for people that aren't skaters, as well as a challenge group for people that are skaters. Another one of the things that I've been doing that I feel has been helpful for me is that I've been keeping my veteran challengers and my new challengers all in the same group. And I've been asking my veteran challengers to help coach or to help motivate my new challengers. And so a lot of times I'll message somebody before we start a new group because they've been in it a few times and say, hey, you've done awesome. I know that you have a lot of great tips to share. You're always sharing great recipes. Can you help motivate this group? We have a bunch of new people, and I think they might be a little nervous about starting. And I think that you're really inspiring, and your story is really inspiring. And so people are always more than happy to do that. And so I found that those are the people that end up becoming coaches through me. Because then, excuse me, I'm able to turn around and say, hey, have you thought about coaching? Because you've pretty much been doing it and you're great at it. Another thing that I've done is, so I'm running these groups and I have a lot of challengers that have been in my group since I started in October. And I started feeling like my content was getting kind of old and I was losing people in their engagement because my posts were all the same. So I've really been trying to mix up my content and provide new stuff into my groups all the time. This way I feel like people are just more into staying involved because they're seeing new things and they're, tasked with new challenges and there's new stuff going on all the time. So I don't feel like I lose as many people in my challenge groups as I did when I started. When I started, I had, the same exact script every time. So now I'm just like kind of pulling stuff from everywhere. Like I'll just go online and Google challenge group templates and find scripts and just pull a day from one and a day from another and kind of make them a little bit different for every group. I've been using Instagram a lot and I've actually gotten quite a few sales and a coach or two off of Instagram, which I didn't think was going to happen, but I'm pretty much cross-posting everything that goes on to Facebook on Instagram with a little bit of a different comment or a little bit of a different caption. So I usually, when I have something like a meal I've made or a workout I've done, I take a couple of different types of pictures of it. Or for a workout, I'll take a video for one, I'll take a picture out of that workout. And so I kind of post just a little bit different things on each place. And I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of people that are coming over from Instagram that are following my Facebook like page and that are messaging me and saying, hey, I saw your stuff on Instagram. Can I get into one of your challenge groups? At first, I didn't really want to post a lot of my Facebook stuff on Instagram because it's things like, hey, I'm running a coach sneak peek. But then I started to realize that people are interested in it and people want to do it. So I'm posting about my coach sneak peeks on Instagram. So I'm finding that the crossover from that is actually getting my Facebook page likes. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much of a crossover onto Twitter yet. I've got stuff going out there, but I'm not really getting any traction on anything. So that's something I have yet to tap into. My free groups are doing great. I'm running clean eating groups. And one of the things that I found for my free groups is that and I'm not even sure how it happens, but I'm getting people that comment on my free group posts and say they want in that I'm not even friends with. So I just posted about a free group last week, and I have about 5 people comment that I have like zero connection with at all. They say, hey, I want in. So I'm like, great, send me a friend request. So I'm finding those work out really well. I set up my own coach team Facebook group. So I put all of my discount coaches and my active coaches in the same place. And every day or every other day, I'll go in and post a podcast or a motivational video or scripts or basically anything that I can think of. There's not a lot of activity in there except for me, but I feel like the discount coaches see sort of the tribe growing. And so, you know, my discount coaches that kind of started with me a few months ago, now my group has grown to 20, 25 people in there, can see that other people are starting to get involved and get active. So I think that's a little bit of an inspiration for them too. I think that's it.
That's awesome. There's a couple questions in here, but I would say, you know, what you said there about creating your own coach group, like that was what Successfit was not that long ago. And Chanel, who's on the call, can attest to it, or was on the call. Like it was silence and just me. And so you can see, and now it's not, right? Like it's just about consistency and doing and going, and you'll see it grow. So I think that's really valuable. A couple questions. Jody asked, okay, I think about your veterans, right? Jody, this is what you're asking. Do they move into new groups, or do you just keep one group going?
It's just all one group. So
Always.
I've seen it's always. So I have one group just for challengers that aren't skaters. And I have one group just for challengers that are roller derby skaters. But so it's one group and it closes and reopens. So it's not one group that's going nonstop. So I give them a little bit of time off. I usually give them about a week off before we start prep. But I'll, you know, message at the end of the group. I'll post in the group and say, hands up if you want in the next group. And almost everybody always wants to roll over into it. So I keep the same people pretty much, and I add my new people into it. And I think it's been great because a lot of my new people, when they start, are terrified. And like, I get it. I found a lot of some of my newer people have never worked out in their lives. I've been there. I was really nervous to do it myself, and I didn't think that I can. And so then I've got my vets in the group that are like, I was there. I've been there. And we're all kind of in this together. And they're just so supportive of each other. It's pretty awesome. I mean, my notifications just don't stop with my groups. They're blowing up all the time. It's really cool.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. That's a great tip. What sort of tasks do you assign in there? Do you have any examples of a couple? I think Jody.
Yeah, like yesterday I did just a surprise nutrition check, take a picture of your dinner. Today I did a surprise tracking check-in, show me how you're tracking. And I posted a screenshot of my 21-day fix app tracker and said, like, this is what I'm doing. What are you doing? And, you know, someone was like, I wrote it on a Post-it note and I forgot it today. It'll be things like take a picture of yourself drinking water, or post 3 things that you did that you feel good about today. So pretty much every day I'm asking them to do something. Also using the win that Emma uses, where you post your workout, inspiration, and nutrition. So I ask them to post their win every day, and I have a giveaway at the end of my group. So I usually say you get 1 point for every day that you post your win, and then at the end of the group I give away a $25 Lululemon gift card.
Awesome. That's really, really awesome. So I feel like I would love you to come back sometime on one of your next calls that you're hosting and talk about your Instagram system. I don't think tonight's the best platform for that, but I know Erica has one quick question about, do you direct message people then on Instagram? Is that how you're connecting with people?
Usually I'm asking people to comment below if you're interested in this or that, but I have direct message people that I'm noticing are like giving me thumbs up and saying, way to go. I'm getting a lot of other coaches or fitness people that are liking my stuff. So I feel like you need to do a little bit of screening before you send people a message. But I have 3 or 4 challengers that, you know, I posted, hey, I'm running a challenge group, and someone just commented and said, like, I'm scared, but I want to do this. So I direct messaged them on Instagram and said, find me on Facebook. Here's my Facebook name, and we'll have a chat. And so then they add me on Facebook, and I start messaging with them in Facebook Messenger. Direct Messenger on Instagram doesn't let you share links. So I'm never going to be able to send a link to buy a challenge pack through Instagram. So I need to move those people over to Facebook in order to make a sale.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. So that's really good. But I would say, I would love if you would consider doing a call on Instagram system and to both of you, because I do feel like I could probably ask you guys like 100 clarification questions on your system. So I assume that other people would have them, but I would love, and for you to start thinking about it, you don't have to share it tonight, but make sure that if you understand how, like you both talked about investing into your business and running ads, I think being clear on what that system is for you, or making sure that you understand. I would love to be able for you to share that system sometime, or at least know it so that you're sharing it duplicating it with your teams. But I think we should plan to do a call on that, our individual social media systems in the future. But thank you. That was really, really awesome. I know it's 9:15, so we're not super late, but I really it's so great to hear from everyone and hear how different everyone is. And yet at the same time, I have to point out, 2 things. One, Carla said hustle, and I already commented on it. And I think for me, hustle is about locking in on what you want, being passionate about it, and just going for it, doing maybe a little bit more sometimes. And I don't think you have to always hustle, but when you're clear on a goal, like going for diamond or going for a lead or going for emerald, whatever those things are, this is something you guys both did really well. It's like you decided this is what I'm going to do, and you really, really pushed yourselves and didn't really stop until you made that one done. And I think that's such a valuable thing in hustle, is recognizing when that is and pushing through and locking it in so that you can kind of take that oomph and move your business forward. But I love that you said that, Carla. And then something I also have to point out that I think is so valuable in leader coaches and coaches who really grow in this business, and that's vision. And you both kind of said something, Carla started her talk by saying that eventually I want to be a leader of 2,000 people on these calls. So it's you already know that. And Rachel, you were like, I have this goal of impacting, the roller derby community. So even though we talk a lot about whys, and we all have our own whys and our own things, I think when you have a clearer picture of the other things that you can do that are future, that are bigger than what you're doing, I think that helps us keep going, right? It helps us remember what we love about what we're doing, why we're doing it. And it is bigger, it's just a different way than our why, which might not be that. And that is individual to all of us. So I just loved hearing both of you guys say that, because having a clear vision of the leader you want this to be and the size of business that you want this to be is so crucial in pushing through the part which is hard that we all go through. And that is that this is an endurance. This is like an endurance sport, you have to look at this as a long-term marathon thing. So anyway, amazing call, you guys. You just never know who's watching. You both said that, I feel like hearing your story, you never know who's watching. And now look at you guys, because we kept going, you're here, and the impact that you're having on other people's lives. So thank you for being here tonight. This was a great call, and I'm excited to share it with everyone. That was me blabbering on. Sorry, I get so excited. Okay, I'm going to let everyone go off. If you are in the foundations for Push to Diamond group, please stay on. I won't keep you too long, but I wanted to run through a couple of quick things. Otherwise, thank you, Carla and Rachel, so much. I really am bursting with pride, and I learned so much for myself. And so I'm excited to continue to pay that forward with everyone. So thank you. Awesome. Everyone's quiet but me. Okay, I'm going to stop.